Hey guys, how's it going everybody? This is TheStormPow, and welcome to an installment of How2Pow, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to record your PlayStation 2 footage with a Hauppauge HD PVR. Now, before I get started showing you guys how, I do want to make sure that you understand that recording your PlayStation 2 footage with a Hauppauge is not going to make the quality of the gameplay 720p or 1080p or any kind of HD like that, because you have to understand that the input resolution of a PlayStation 2 is 480p, so therefore resizing it to 720p, much less 1080p, is just going to make the file sizes huge, and it's just going to stretch it out, and it's not going to look much better than it would in a 480p or 360p or anything like that. So, you know, when you're doing this, please don't do that with the understanding of that. So please don't go out and buy a Hauppauge just so you can do PlayStation 2 gameplay thinking it'll be in awesome quality, because it really won't be any better than it would in a Dazzle, pretty much. But anyway, here we are. Now, I'm going to be starting this out showing you guys basically the setup that I have when I do record my PlayStation 2 footage. This is my Hauppauge sitting right here next to my television. You don't really have to have an HD TV either, because that kind of goes back to the input resolution being 480p, and everybody tells you have to have an HD TV to record in HD. Well, yeah, that's true if you're doing Xbox or PlayStation 3 footage or whatever. See, usually I just have my Hauppauge hooked up like this. Now, you see, these are my Xbox 360's HD cables right here, the HD component cables. And speaking of component cables, I do want to point out that this tutorial can be affected to any kind of older console that runs on these three kind of component cables, the yellow, white, and red ones, because it really doesn't change. So I guess you could be doing this tutorial for a Wii or a Gamecube or any kind of other console that runs that kind of stuff. But this is mainly going to be centered around a PS2, but it really doesn't matter. You should be able to use this same knowledge towards anything else. And, yeah, so here we are. Usually I just have those cables right there plugged into the back of the Hauppauge. If you're looking for how to plug your Xbox 360 into here, go to another tutorial. I'm not going to go much in depth on that. But usually I have those plugged into the bottom row of the Hauppauge, like you see there. And then the top row has the cables that should have came with your Hauppauge, and they plug right into the back of my television. I really shouldn't have to show you this, but I will anyway, right to the back of the television over there. And they go on the, I put them on the component channel of my television, but it really doesn't matter. Whatever channel of your television has enough inputs for that, really it doesn't matter. So, yeah, here we go. And your PlayStation 2, you know, you've got the cable back there. It's kind of hard to see since I have a really, really weird setup. My cable goes through the back of there and over there, and then, as you can see, the cable goes over here, and we've got it plugging into the front of the Hauppauge right there. And my television is about to shut off because I have not done anything on it. But worry not, television. I will be doing stuff with you in un momento. And, yeah, so now that you've got it all plugged in at the front of your Hauppauge right there, now you're pretty much ready to go right onto your computer. And I will set my camera to point at my television really quickly, just so you guys can see basically what it's doing. And now I'm going to move more onto my computer. And I have to change my scheme to Windows 7 Classic, apparently, because something about my computer is running a little derpy at the moment, so, there we go. In your Hauppauge window, you should have this once you plug it in. And you should notice that, you know, everything is the same, except you don't have anything on your input screen. Now, make sure, of course, your Hauppauge is plugged into your computer alright with your USB cord, power is on and everything, and then you should have something like this. Now, your video input, this is what we're mainly going to be changing. The YPR-PB is what you should have when you're recording footage from your Xbox or PS3 or any kind of high-definition source. So, we're going to go to video input and we're going to change it to composite video, or else nothing is going to show up. So we're just going to click that, give it a minute, and there you go. Now you should have everything right here on your screen, and it'll be in 480p. Now, I cannot find a way to stretch it out in ArcSoft, excuse me, but you can do that in your video editing. Just look up a tutorial on aspect ratio and widescreen on YouTube, or you can leave it with the bars on the back, on the sides, because some people believe that it looks better that way. Personally, I like to go ahead and stretch it out since it doesn't look terrible when it's stretched out, but some people like it completely in its native resolution. And there you go, you can basically start to do this. Now, this would sort of go more for a tutorial on how to get the best quality. But while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and say I prefer to use the PlayStation 3 method, even when I'm recording Xbox gameplay, but that just records in M2TS format, which is the best, in my opinion. It has sharper quality, and typically speaking, it gets a lot less interlace. And so yeah, just stick with that setting, and, because a lot of people think that when you have the PS3 setting, that means that it's quality for PS3 gameplay. No, M2TS is just a format that goes on the PlayStation 3, so you can play it back on your PlayStation 3. And MP4, which is what you would be recording in if you're on the Xbox 360 setting, MP4 is a format that you would play back on your Xbox 360. But MP4 looks a little, I don't know, not as good as M2TS in my opinion. So once you're ready, you just hit the capture button and you can start recording your PS2 gameplay Vigimos and stuff right on your Hauppauge HD PVR. And that is it for this tutorial, I think. I hope this helped you out, if you don't want to go out and buy a Dazzle just to record PlayStation 2 footage. But yeah, I would like to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and goodbye!